2, 1.
Bananas!
God, the cat's eating one of the presents. Damn it. Yeah. I shouldn't put all these cat toys lined up under this cat tree, clearly. Hello everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of boards, recorder of videos, and a tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to our weekly live stream at Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition Online Role-Playing Adventures. I am joined, as always, by my wonderful friends, Chris, playing Valravn, the Eladrin Bard of Eloquence.
Hello.
Heather, playing Fray, the Halfling Barbarian of the Beast.
Oh.
Rochelle, not joining us tonight, playing Celeste, the Half-Orc Sun Soul Monk. Raymond playing Edmund, the Human Alchemist Artificer.
Hello.
And Reese, also not joining us tonight, playing Thimbleweed, the Thrycreen Swarmkeeper Ranger. We wish our dearest missing players the very best. We stream our sessions live on YouTube every Friday evening. Watch all of our streamed sessions here on YouTube. Read weekly session recaps at roguewatson.com. Watch my behind the scenes, no players allowed live series Crafting Icewind Dale every Monday and Thursday. Head on over to our live post-session discussion Frostmaiden chat after our show tonight. You can also listen to all these live D&D shows with the Rogue Watson podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow me on Twitter at Rogue Watson and join our official Discord server with invite link in the description below. If you'd like to support the channel, please check out patreon.com/roguewatson. Patrons get exclusive access to private videos, custom 5e content, and participate in monthly DM roundtables and private Patreon D&D games. And you can also use super chats here in the live stream. For Arcane Mead, we use Roll20.net. Video chat, we use Discord. And for streaming, I use Open Broadcaster software with Streamlabs. Our music is by Kevin MacLeod, and our amazing original character art was done by Jimmy McClure. Previously on Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. This was a long one, by the way. We actually got a lot done last week.
I'll be happy to be reminded of it because I'm trying to remember all the stuff that happened. I think it was too much stuff that happened.
It was a lot. That's why we do that. And we only did last week, but it was a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a drink of scalding hot coffee first. Now I'm prepared. After Valen informed the party that the recently slain flame skulls would soon regenerate, the party brazenly shoved all 4 of them inside their bag of holding. In a side tunnel, Thimbleweed spotted an odd twitching kobold creature. When he tried talking to it, it hissed at him, revealing sharp fangs, and leapt away into darkness. In a larger southern cave, the party found Netherese ruins, including an entire tower built of Chardelin, embedded in the ice. Fray began hacking away at the chipped tower, and several living icicles dropped onto the party in response, which they dubbed dropworms. Our heroes nimbly dodged away, though Thimbleweed was attacked by a fanged creature that disappeared into mist through the cracks of the tower. Edmund followed using gaseous form and studied the magical shifting walls. Discovering this was a tower of respite, which could help restore spell slots whenever they rested inside. Using the drill bot, the rest of the party made their way inside the tower and rested before deciding to split up. Valen animated the dead priest on the floor into another skeletal minion after Fray carefully removed its head to be safe. Fray took the skeleton along with Valravn and Lord Marbury and headed south. Everyone else crawled through another drillbot tunnel to head east. The southern tunnel opened into an even larger cavern. A Netherese spire lie crashed on the ground, while a gaping borehole lie ominously nearby. Valravn checked the ceiling for more dropworms, while Fray looted the spire, finding some potions. They heard strange and frightening noises, rendering Valravn and the Pegasus blind and forcing Fray to lead them out by hand towards a northeast tunnel. On the other side, Thimbleweed went north, spotting an odd stone slab in the middle of a small empty cave. Edmund and Valen rushed over to it, learning that it was some sort of tourist device. Edmund activated it, summoning an invisible eye that he could move around. He was able to scout the next few tunnels, as well as the massive borehole to the south, but the magic wouldn't let him get any further. When the others returned, he was able to cure Valravn and Lord Marbury's blindness, and the reunited party headed east, coming face to face with the decapitated head of an iron golem. The golem still functioned and was seemingly unaware of its current state or how much time had passed. It was a security guard for the city, and the conversation was going well until Edmund sneaked around and fiddled inside of its head. The golem released its poison breath attack, though the party mostly shrugged it off, and Edmund succeeded in disabling the creature. That was a lot of stuff.
Yes. Okay. I remember all of this.
Remember everything. And we pretty much pick off right after the head incident, with its now has been permanently disabled.
If I remember correctly, we were going this way because we wanted to go to the room of dangerous shadows.
That's true. Edmund was able to scout a little bit past this room using the magic eye thing, and that was pretty much the last you saw. There was like this tunnel continued to the east and kind of south, and then opened up another large cavern that appeared to have some kind of odd shadows flittering about. And there were more branching tunnels beyond that, but that's about as far as your seeing eye was able to get.
Who's controlling the other two today?
I
is a
mean,
good-
I can take Celeste.
I think we still have
Yeah.
and
And I still have Reese.
Silvery. Okay.
She'll make more changes to his character sheet.
Surprise him with more updates.
Well, before I forget, since Thimbleweed is our tracker, we could let him stealth ahead.
We could. He would like that.
He would like that.
Mhm.
He would like to know we used him the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if we're going into a room of like scary shadows. Like, yeah, let's go take a look at what that might be.
Ooh, who can outstealth who?
That's right. Can Thimbleweed out stealth shadows? Let's find out.
Belen comes up to you, Edmund, and says, "This, you have to fiddle in the inside of it like that. This could have been a grand find. This magnificent creature." Or
I was intending to
Monster.
fix it to get more information from it.
yes. Didn't think it had
But
any
you
kind
look inside. You try to figure it out.
of... A bold
Never
move, to
seen-
be sure, while it was still speaking.
Well, didn't look like it was going to shut up, though.
Well, it seems as though the danger is past anyway.
Now, past this corridor, it was a room of shadows. I couldn't get any further with that magic eye that we used earlier. I suggest our stealthy tracker explore a little bit for us.
Thimble Fray.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and give me a stealth check as you make your way down into the tunnels.
That requires me to open his character sheet. Wait 1 second, please. Stealth checks. Does he have any kind of advantage on stealth checks? Help me out, chat, because you'll know better than me.
Yeah, I don't remember what I think he's got something that gives him advantage, or
He has some kind of like hide thing he can do, or invisible thing, but I don't know.
He's got Nature's Veil. Makes him go invisible.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
I think he has to. Does he have to stand still for that or something? Or
It just says, I draw on the powers of nature to hide himself from view briefly. As a bonus action, you magically become invisible along with any equipment you are wearing or carrying until the start of your next turn. So I don't think that would last very long.
Yeah, it's more of a combat thing.
Yeah.
I swear he had like, or maybe he deattuned to it, but he had a cloak at one point that was letting him.
oh, he did.
But he may not still have it. I don't know.
He has the Pawafi.
Can
Is that
tell you
it?
what he's still attuned to. He is still attuned to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The shield, the
Yes.
sword, and then the Pawafi, which I think does give him advantage.
I think so.
You have advantage on dexterity checks made to hide as the cloak's color shifts to camouflage you. All right, that gives him advantage. Yeah. All right. See, just had to find out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sweet, sweet stealth.
Of course, his stealth is also a bazillion. Yeah.
Yep.
Almost
Yep.
a critical roll with
Yeah,
that.
it's a +9.
Yeah. +9 with advantage. It's pretty hard to not be stellar at that point. Yep, Thimbleweed shows off his magnificent stealthing
He just-
skills and basically disappears into the darkness as he creeps down the tunnel.
His forearms grab the cloak and it shakes and looks like he shimmers and then he disappears.
Mm-hmm. What is his passive perception?
13.
It's not high enough.
Apparently not for something.
I don't know what's going on, but I know it's not high enough.
I feel like he would like try to like investigate or something.
Right now, all you've got is tunnel. You do have some what look like kind of naturally forming stairs that descend a little bit into another tunnel area.
Okay, but nothing else along the walls or anything.
No. Just the same kind of smooth, glass-like surfaces to everything.
Okay. So he'll just thimbleweed down it with his magic bugs,
Mm-hmm.
all the while trying to just see what's going on as a shimmery ghost.
Yeah, the stairs lead down into an oppressively dark, large, high-domed chamber with multiple tunnels branching off toward the east.
Does he hear anything?
You can roll a perception check since you're sticking around, maybe wanting to.
Okay. Oh, no, he doesn't hear shit.
Yeah. The good news is, I mean, Thimbleweed's effectively almost invisible with that stealth score. The bad news is, with his perception, he also is just not really seeing or hearing much going on. But at the moment, this chamber looks completely empty. You just see that it just continues on towards the east with kind of two main paths, I guess. Southeast and northeast.
Okay. There's 3. Oh, wait, does this one just stop? Okay, that one stops.
Oh, yeah, yeah. As you continue to walk around with your stealthiness, you can kind of see it's kind of an oddly shaped room that southern end just kind of ends in a tip.
See, I really see it more as he's skittering.
It's true. It's more appropriate to.
Maybe another
Style.
stealth check as you continue.
$22.
Okay, advantage helping you a little bit more in that case.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, you continue to be very, very quiet. To the north, so now you went into the northeast tunnel, which that one branches off immediately into 2 different directions. The north one has a bunch of bones scattered about.
Ooh.
And then the eastern tunnel has a bunch of what look like stalagmites. Large, just jutting pieces of ice from the ground that are literally so big they block your vision. And then kind of hanging in between a lot of these stalagmites look like hanging ropes full of like hollowed out pieces of ice and bones and other things to where it crowds the whole room full of these things.
Which one would Thimbleweed find more interesting to go through?
Can we slowly be coming in behind him as he just
At this point, he's been
disappeared
gone
into
for a good little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evelyn whispers, like, do you have some secret whistle or something?
Afraid not, my dear. I don't know where he is. He hasn't skidded back to us quite yet.
We must trust our tracker. That he will return.
Eventually.
He always comes back.
Damn it. Damn horse. Keeps getting stuck on the walls of this. Okay.
I mean, that is appropriate. You've got a Pegasus in these, like, tight tunnels.
Actually, weirdly enough, it's Valravan's token that got stuck.
Oh,
Where he's at right now, I can't move him.
Oh, sorry. Well, Robin just
Sure.
gets clipped into the wall accidentally, and you have to restart your game.
That's right.
Would you like to start over from your last save point?
Load last check, please.
Alright, so we're gonna go north. We'll check this room and then go back for people.
Okay. A few scattered pieces of bone litter this otherwise empty, oddly shaped cave. However, you soon hear the unmistakable sound of crunching, eating, chewing, and then soft whimpering. And if Thimbleweed had hairs on the back of his neck that could rise, the hairs on the back of his neck would be rising. As this is an oppressively creepy, almost evil feeling washes over him, and I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, shit. Oh, he's actually got good wisdom.
I mean, Ranger
Yeah.
have at least above average wisdom.
Now I need to do my speed read of things to make sure he
It's a
didn't
decent
have any
roll, but
kind
it's
of-
not a great one, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
He does have inspiration. I could use that and re-roll it if I need to. I'm just checking to make sure he didn't have anything that gave him like a natural advantage for it first.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember anything about wisdom saves specifically.
I don't remember seeing it the first time I went through, so I'm just trying to speed read. Secondary arms. Don't think telepathy has anything to do with it. No. So, let's use his inspiration and try again.
Okay.
Because Eric's a little too giddy about the fact that it just doesn't happen.
I mean, +3, it's pretty good odds. There you
18.
go.
That's better.
All right. So by utilizing the inspiration, he's able to kind of steal his nerves and avoid any psychically damaging effects that go on in this room.
Okay. Well, with that, he's gonna just slowly back out now.
Give me one more stealth check.
That
trying to-
does have advantage for.
Trying to gauge how often I should allow a player to move. I feel like their speed
How much
generally is
movement?
kind of like how far.
Yeah.
That and I'm just showing
28
off because
full.
yeah, geez, another 28 just absolutely blends into nothing.
I'll go back here and just telepathically communicate something is very wrong up here.
Oh, can you telepathically talk with any of us, or does it see us?
Oh, that's a good
Um,
question.
What does it
You
say?
have to see your target.
That
Talk
we
to
haven't
them.
used that enough, but you're right. He when he talks, it's all telepathy, so he would actually make a great scout for that reason.
Creatures you can see within 120 feet of yourself.
See. Yeah,
Okay, so I have to see.
them. Okay.
That's good range, but unfortunately, yeah, you're cutting off line of
It
sight
is good
constantly.
range, yeah, right.
Your telepathic link to a creature is broken if you and the creature move more than 120 feet apart, if either of you is incapacitated, or if either of you mentally breaks the contact.
Yeah.
So basically, for telepathy, we kind of all have to agree for him to be able to talk to us this way, I think.
You have to
Yeah.
consent.
Yeah.
You have to consent.
Nobody talks to me in my mind, so I want them to.
I'm not real sure Fray would have consented to that, but we'll say she did. All right. Climb my skeleton. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. Where did you
Forward.
see the line of sight thing?
I mean, I could see like Celeste and Valroman. They were right
No, but
here.
I mean on the it just says you use telepathy to convey your thoughts.
With the creature you can see within 120 feet.
Is that under the?
I'm reading it straight from this thing.
Oh. Huh. Okay. I'm looking at the Thriking
missing.
race thing in the compendium. It doesn't have that in there, so but I will
Oh, interesting.
refer to that. Yeah, this is the one I
It
was.
might be an extra thing you gave him
Maybe.
since he can't like literally talk anymore.
Yeah, you might have changed that.
Maybe. I
Forgot
don't
about it.
think I did, but huh. Maybe I copied it from something else.
Yeah, maybe Thrakreen's are in multiple books. There's different.
Well, he's using telepathy to talk to us because he can't actually speak.
Right,
Right.
yeah. I'm just saying
Well,
that
no,
That's
the
your
part-
Thry-Kreen telepathy thing.
Yeah, the only difference is that one of them says you have to see them, the other one doesn't say you have to see them.
the one I looked
That's-
at doesn't say you have to actually see them. It just says within 120 feet
It looks like you literally left out like 3 words when you retyped it.
to be able to understand at least one line. Yeah, that's it.
It's literally like that line is almost word for word with what's in the telepathy.
Yeah, that's what confuses me. I wonder if they took that out or because I don't. It's weird that I would add that. I don't recall doing that.
Yeah.
Or they literally just missed it.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess it hasn't come up yet, but that's interesting.
How do you
are we
rule
headed?
it?
I would probably go with the better one, the one that you don't have to have line of sight to speak.
Okay.
Assuming
So
you guys have previously given consent to do telepathy, I guess.
In that case, then he'd stay over here.
Yeah.
Also, if that's the case, you could probably edit the description.
Once he
of
starts
that,
preaching about something, though, I'm
ability to
gonna
remove.
cut
Yeah,
that connection.
if you want to cut, because what I literally did is I pulled up the race on the compendium and just copied that in there. So I don't know why I didn't do that, or unless something did change.
I bet Thray is in like 2 different books, and it's like maybe worded differently.
Yeah, maybe
in different places. I've seen that.
They
shit
updated
before
one
with,
and missed the other one.
Yeah.
Creatures within 120 feet of yourself. There we go. That fixes it. Done.
Yeah, because otherwise, like the usefulness, way down. I think.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Yeah, he would report back that there is a danger afoot.
Danger afoot.
Should we go towards the danger?
Someone was whimpering. I don't
We
do
either
thimbleweed very well.
we either go towards the danger or we go down that big hole.
That's true. There's a big hole.
Fray votes for the hole.
I don't know. I said this in the crafting last week, but I feel like we got to do all the side rooms before we go down to the next level of the dungeon.
I do remember you saying that. That's funny.
Fray has been denied going down the D&D version of a slip and slide, and she's pissed.
Yeah, we could just proceed a little bit, just check it out, you know.
Ah. Get your nag out of the way.
I'm moving.
What's everybody's
Tight quarters.
passive perception? Sorry,
Ah,
as
shit.
you move in here. Just asking.
I actually haven't opened the character sheets yet. Let's do
Fray's
that.
is actually 14. How
Okay.
is Fray's better than freaking thimbleweeds?
That is a good question, because that isn't it wisdom?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
There might be other feats or something
Yeah.
that add to it.
Yeah. Celeste is 12. Oh, maybe
Wow.
it's charisma because Robbins is 18.
You must have something also. 18?
18. I don't know how.
That's pretty crazy.
Mine's 17, but my charisma's a -1, so I don't think it's
Okay,
that.
it's not
No,
charisma.
it is
No,
wisdom, but
it's
it's your base wisdom, but there's
10 plus your wisdom modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
So why would mine be?
wait, 10.
10, this says it's 10 plus all
That can't be right,
modifiers
'cause
that
then
would apply to a rolled perception check for that character, such as wisdom modifier and proficiency bonus.
Well, then mine should be much lower than it is. Yeah, I don't know.
I know there are feats that can add to it.
Mine's right because mine would be 10 plus my proficiency bonus, which would make it 14. Because your proficiency is +4.
Wow. So in that case, Celeste is wrong because 10 plus her wisdom is 2.
How do we still not
That's
know this
12.
information? Somebody help us in the
Plus
chat.
the proficiency bonus would be 16. Well, this is us. The reason we don't know this is because the character sheet does this for us. Like it's
Yeah,
like
so now we just don't
automated, but if
trust
it's
it's-
automated wrong, and then yeah, I don't know why Celeste should not be a 12 then. It should be like a 16.
Expertise might add to it. Elf has keen eye. Like I said, there's
Robin's
other
got-
things.
okay.
That's your base, but there's other things that can increase it. Roll20 is failing me on searching for these rules too.
Ah,
Yeah, because Reese's
Oh,
would
jack
be
of all
wrong then, too.
trades. That would bump
Okay,
yours
but
up. I
Reese-
think.
Trades is
Reese's potentially
probably-
would be wrong too, because if it's adding your proficiency bonus, Reese should be a minimum 14 like me. And if it adds wisdom, he should be a 17.
I don't think it adds your proficiency. I think it adds your proficiency is added to your perception. So if you're proficient in perception, then it would up your passive perception.
oh, so base it would be just 10 plus your
10 plus
wisdom.
your wisdom modifier. But if you are proficient in perception,
In perception.
then that's
That
going to
makes
make
sense.
your passive perception
That's
go up.
probably it.
Yeah, I'm
so-
actually hilariously proficient in perception.
That's why yours is higher. Okay,
yeah,
that's why
so
Celeste
it's
is
basically
lower,
10
Celeste
plus
is
your
not
perception
proficient.
modifier then,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
I'm also proficient in perception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mystery solved.
It's
a
all kinds of
proficiency
different
thing.
numbers, though, through here, yeah.
Try saying that like 5 times fast. Proficient in perception.
Yeah, I can't even say it once.
So as you all, more of you walk through this room, Thimbleweed was very quiet, made not a peep, and was effectively invisible. The rest of you just kind of come stomping down into this bigger chamber. And then, even though it's very dark, and then from the edges, I believe Edmund is the only thing giving off light, but that's kind of deep down in the tunnel. But even then, you can see these shadows suddenly like detach and move around the room and begin to animate and like reach out for all of you, and it is quite surprising, except for those of you with a passive perception above a 16.
Oh, jeez. Which would be me,
You.
Edmund. Is that it?
I believe so. And Fray, I know you do have an option if you want to rage to avoid being surprised. You can do that.
Ah, yeah.
As several of
Okay.
these shadowy creatures seemingly
Oh.
detach.
Lord Marbury's passive perception is 16. It says right on his character sheet.
Wow.
Nice.
I assumed he would have failed, but he did not. So yeah, we roll initiative.
Yep, give me some initiative, please.
Okay.
Yeah, these things did not spot Thimbleweed at all, but he did
they
not spot
spotted
them
us.
either.
Wait, is this the room of dangerous shadows that Edmund saw earlier, and we just walked into it?
Could be.
Oops.
Edmund confirms yes.
So
I mean,
Thimbleweed
Thimbleweed
just-
told us there was nothing here.
Yeah, Thimbleweed
Yeah.
just failed to warn us because he was so stealthy that he didn't.
What happens when
trust.
two stealthy things meet each other? Neither of them
They don't
see
notice
each other.
it turns out, yeah.
Effectively. Does anybody remember how the animate dead skeletons work? Are they?
I mean, they're scale. Well, I don't
They just
know.
kind of roll separately, I guess.
I have no idea.
Technically, they are here. They're here, but they're headless.
I'm currently writing one.
I was going to ask if that was still the case.
Let's see.
It's in
You-
each of
on
your
each of-
turns.
yeah.
You have to use a bonus action to command them.
Yeah, so they don't get their own turn.
Although if you
So-
control multiple creatures, you can command any or all of them at the same time, issuing the same command to each one. So it effectively works like Raymond's summoned animal bag things.
Mm.
You.
Are these shadows like up or to the side or below, like on the ground? Where
They're
are
on the
they?
ground. They're just all kind of hugged back against the wall.
Okay.
Kind of all around this room. So this is a surprise round. So, right now, Valravn, Edmund, and I guess Lord Marbury are not surprised.
That's right.
And Fray, like I said, if you want to rage, then you can avoid being surprised as well. But that is up to you.
I'm okay right now.
Shadow.
Oh no, there's shadows everywhere. They're all around me. Oh dear Lord. Walked in the middle of them. They all go before me. That's wonderful.
Well, this is a surprise round, so they're all going to go. Or no, you're right. This is
Yeah, it
they're
didn't
selected.
matter. It's
Sorry.
surprise
Yep.
round.
Yes. Combat music up in here.
Mhm.
All right, so I feel like I need a sticky note for surprises. So Valen doesn't go, Thimbleweed doesn't go, Celeste doesn't go. Wow.
Good guys, go.
Then we've got a bunch of shadows and then Edmund. Jesus. Okay.
That's pretty good initiative here.
Yeah, they actually did pretty good on their initiative, didn't they? All right, we've got shadow number 5. Now, Edmund, you are spilling some amount of light into this room. Click. 5, 10, 15, 20, but it's at the edge. So the shadow is going to actually try to blend into the shadowy edges of your light vision. And
What do you mean by that? You mean like out of range, or?
so right now you are glowing with the just normal light spell, which extends bright
Right.
light in 20 feet and dim light an additional 20 feet. So that becomes relevant for this particular battle. At least for the purposes of their shadow stealth, they have to be not in that bright light to
So they're hiding in the dim light.
use this ability. But they can do this ability in dim light. Basically, this is just so they can get advantage on their next attack. So it's going to attempt to hide. So what it's going to do, it's actually going to look at both Robin and the pet. You did really step in here, didn't you?
Yeah, I sure did.
All right, so it's going to try to target you, Volrobin, with this, which means it has to beat your passive perception with its roll.
Okay.
But ties do win if it's the one rolling, so it needs to roll an 18 or higher on this roll.
Gotcha.
And it does. So it
Yep.
barely just ables to kind of blend, and you see like a shimmering, you kind of lose sight of it for a second, and then next thing you know, it is directly beside you, which means it's getting advantage on its attack here. Brian,
Oh, that was some good advantage.
drain your
too.
strength. That wasn't good advantage. Yep. And it does 6 necrotic damage.
Okay.
But the scarier thing is, your strength is reduced by 2. Your strength score. This
Okay.
reduction lasts until you finish a short or long rest. But if your strength is ever reduced to 0, it is death.
That's really bad news for me because my strength score ain't high to begin with.
No,
I don't know how to track. How do I track that in the sheet though?
I don't have a good answer for that, unfortunately.
Sticky note.
Roll
I guess
20
I
has like
can-
temporary modifiers you can put in there or something.
Yeah, you can go in the attribute options, I suppose, in the gear and maybe add some.
Well, yeah. Remember what I was doing for my
Yeah, what
crown?
were you doing? Yeah,
You go to the gear and right on the top middle,
just do -2 to
minus
strength.
2, and then you'll get some sort of notification. It's like a color change on your character sheet
Yeah.
to tell you that it's temporary.
Okay. Weirdly, I don't get the color thing, but if I hover over it, it does change from 9 to 7, so it is working.
Yeah. Roll
Mine's a
something that
blue.
uses strength and see if it uses the other
mean, my-
number.
My strength score is now a -2. So
Oh boy.
wait, why does it say plus? What is that? I don't think it worked right.
It's still doing. It's plus -2 +2.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
All right, well, you figure that out. I'm gonna continue attacking. This
Okay.
time it actually is targeting the Pegasus, and it's gonna do the same thing, but this time it has to beat your Pegasus's passive perception, which it does not. So that's just gonna be a normal attack. And I don't know Lord Marbury's AC, but 11's not a great roll.
Token did not get put on there for some reason. No, it does not hit.
Okay, that one does not hit. Where is that one? Oh, that one's way down there. 15, 20, 25, 30. Actually, these things move pretty quickly. They're just like shimmering and shaking and like juddering forward, almost like a. I was picturing that XCOM creature that looks like a cyber thing.
Oh right, it's like glitching out. All
Yeah,
the
yeah,
time.
yeah. All right, same thing. It's gonna, what is Celeste's passive perception?
Not very good. It is a 12.
All right, so this one does effectively kind of slink from view and then pop out, try to drain her strength with advantage. Ooh, but an 11 is a very poor roll with
Nope.
advantage.
Yeah.
All right, and then we've got number 1 up here is going to come down, and same thing, we'll use Token Fate to determine if it's you or the Pegasus. It is you, so try to
Okay.
beat that 18. It
Holy
does.
shit.
Blinks out of view. Yeah. If they're in, actually, 5... You know what? I don't think this one can. I think it's too close to the light, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Like Edmund's
5, 10, 50... Yeah, it's too close. So, ignore that. So, it does not get to,
Just get sneak up on me.
You know, since it was back here, wasn't it? I'm actually going to have it go the long way, because it would detest the light. So, it's going to go around here, but because of that, it's going to only attack the Pegasus. But I'm going to let it do its stealth check again against the Pegasus this time. God, okay.
Even better.
So now advantage against the Pegasus.
Okay.
And there's a
Your damn advantages are doing
21, it is. That does 12 necrotic damage against Lord Marbury and reduces his strength by 1.
Lord Marbury does not have a gear section to go to.
You'll have to, yeah, come up with that one.
Lord Marbury's strength is solid, though. He's not gonna...
And then we've got another 3 shadows before Edmund's turn. This time we've got multiple targets for the shadow to go after, so we will token fate that. That is Lord Marbury. Stealth as a bonus action. Oh man. Advantage, strength drain. 21 to Lord Marbury, 9 necrotic damage, another 2 strength reduced. Literally just sucking all his stamina and power.
I just wrote my 2. I got crossed it out.
Updating, please.
Yep.
Now, interestingly, well, Thimbleweed is stealthing, but he's right here, so they would just find him by the fact that they're just gonna bump into him. As there's some like right in this room up here. So normally, if he had been in a certain spot, maybe they could have gone past him. But since he's directly in front of this room that some of these were pouring out of, they are gonna come after him.
No, I think they should have to make some kind of a perception check. To see
Normally,
if they can
yes, but
find him.
literally right there in front of him, practically bumping in.
He is a very stealthy bug.
Yeah, in doing so, because it was kind of maybe surprised to find him there. He's not. It's not going to do its bonus action stealth thing. It's just going to go for a straight strength drain against Thimbleweed and miss terribly.
Mm-hmm.
The back one's a little more prepared, however, and it will also come after Thimbleweed. Actually, get right here. That one will bonus action stealth, but I don't think Thimbleweed's got a better passive. Okay, so just straight up regular strength drain. Boy, if it's not the Pegasus or Valravn, I can't hit though. All right, still in the surprise round, we go to Edmund, who by sheer force of having an excellent passive perception, you are kind of on the up and up, and all these shadows start flittering around and attacking.
Did I notice that they were kind of avoiding the light?
You do notice that. It didn't seem like it was damaging them or doing anything like that, but just generally they were kind of not wanting to be in that space versus towards the shadows.
What do I have? I don't have any spells on me.
You don't have any spells on you?
No, I mean active with concentration.
I see.
Oh, these are a lot of shadows, aren't they?
Sure is, boss.
A lot of things going on.
Oh, these are a lot of shadows.
All right, I'm going to step forward, and I'm going to make a snowball out of the snow. And interestingly, I'm able to light it aflame with a match, and I throw it.
A flaming snowball. Ah, yes, flaming snowball.
I throw it. And what do I do with this? Bonus action, I can move the sphere up to 30 feet. If you ram into a creature. So I don't know how you let me flavor it. Could I ram into number 5 and make the fireball or the flaming sphere land above him?
Up to
Bonus action, you can move the sphere up to
30
30 feet. The sphere stops moving this turn.
I mean, I assume it's a floating. I think we've always flavored it as a floating sphere, technically,
Yeah,
right?
so
Not
it
necessarily
can
like a
be
rolling
vertical.
ball.
Yeah.
You can direct it over. Well, I don't know. It says when you move the sphere, you can direct it over barriers up to 5 feet tall and jump it across pits up to 10 feet wide. So maybe it actually doesn't fly if you're limited to certain distances and jumps.
Yeah, that's weird. That's that part of the description.
Yeah. thought I had a flaming sphere icon for you.
Well, if that's the case, then I will, because I can do 60 feet. So I'll make it appear 2 squares to the right of number 1, and then as my bonus action, ram it into number 1. How about that?
Sorry, say again. I was grabbing your token. Here, let me add this to you. Hold it. All right, you have control. Let me
Generate it there.
This thing has its light though, right?
Yeah, it's a fire.
But does it? Yeah, sheds bright light in a 20 foot. That's what I was looking for.
As I light this, I wink at Fray because I notice it doesn't go away because it's a magical sphere.
Magical light.
A fire.
And it's more than 30 feet from me. No, it's right at 30 feet.
It is magical fire though, yeah. Yeah, you
I
were
ram it
probably
into number.
not certain for a moment when you cast it what would happen, but it does stay up.
It flickered ominously for that first moment, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
So yeah, I generated it there, but then I ram it into number 1, and
Sure.
it lands here.
Okay.
And so the 2d6 got rolled above for 9 damage
Okay, so this is
if
your
it saves.
It's a okay. So DC 17 Dex.
And I didn't update my spell save is 17 now.
Okay.
Damn it.
Wow. All right. It made it 17. I think it takes half then.
Yeah.
Still looks like it burns a little bit. This where you can direct it's very nice with objects. And it has a thing about. Does it do damage constantly also?
Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere.
On their next turn, if they stay where they are and within 5 feet, they're going to
Gotcha.
get damaged.
Okay, when you cast that, it definitely lights up their shadows, and they all kind of recoil instinctively. And obviously one of them gets damaged. And it looks like they are definitely not wanting to stick around there if they can help it. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. We've got number 4 here is can no longer use its shadow stealth though because this thing is giving off too much bright light, which it's irritated about. So it will just go after Thimbleweed with its normal drain. That does not. Thimbleweed's got great AC as I recall.
Yes, he does.
Number 2 is also unfortunately in the light, and it's kind of connected to you. We're gonna go with Fray and Valravn for the token fate, and the Pegasus. We'll throw all 3 of them in. Fate has chosen Valravn, however. Cannot use its shadow stealth, but it will just try to attack you with the drain. And of course, I'm gonna roll way more than I needed.
Yep.
Oh God.
Ooh.
You take 7 necrotic, but your strength score is reduced by 4.
I actually didn't realize that you were rolling for that. I thought it was just a base 2. I didn't see that.
It's rolling a 1d4 each time.
Okay. Yeah. That's bad.
Old man. Valravn starts
So I've got I've got negative 6 now.
barely hanging on. What is your strength score right now?
3.
Oh God. Holy shit.
We can literally see his mini muscle,
Yeah.
his few muscles wasting away.
Yeah.
Yes.
He looks. Yeah.
I had a 9 initially, and I'm at a -6 right now.
Oh gosh. So his like, yeah, you like that old man itis or something. Is just like.
Yeah, just all of it's just
Yep.
all the moisture is draining from his body.
Well, it is your
Barely
turn.
hold on to his Pegasus.
It's still the surprise round, but you do have a higher perception, so you were aware of what was going on.
Have I seen these creatures fly?
No.
Or take to the air at all?
You have not.
All right, then I'm gonna say sorry, Lord Marbury.
They do
I'm
look
thinking-
like humanoids who don't normally have wings or anything, and they don't even look ghostly. Like they're still shuffling on the ground, but they kind of flit around like creepy shadows and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, okay. In that case, I'm going to forego Lord Marbury's turn and take direct control of him.
Assuming control.
Assuming control. And I'm going to fly how high is this cavern?
Give me 1 second.
How high can I get? How far away from these fucking shadows can I get?
Yeah. A 30-foot high cave. It's
Okay.
pretty big.
So 20 feet high would probably put my head like almost because I'm on the back of the Pegasus.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
I'm probably on top of that.
Well,
Yep.
Pegasus is flapping, so your heck, he's going gunk, gunk.
Like, oh god.
Also, to mention the sharp spikes of icicles on the top of the ceiling, stabbing you constantly.
All right, so Lord Marbury's gonna go up 20 feet in the air.
By disengaging, or what was the plan for that?
Oh.
Did you have a plan?
I believe. Okay, I have to look up the rules again. Shoot.
You are surrounded by many creatures.
I believe if I am controlling him, he can choose to disengage, which would not attack me either, being the writer of him.
This is relevant information.
Yes. Okay, controlling him out. Your options are dash, disengage, and dodge. So yes, I can disengage using Lord Marbury,
Okay.
using him as a mount, and that would be a disengage action for both of us because I'm not moving of my own volition. He's moving me.
Okay.
Or you could just disengage and just run away.
I suppose I could, but I want to help too, even though I'm like like a weakling on the back of this Pegasus.
Yeah, but take advantage of the mobility you've got.
Yes. So Lord Marbury will use his action to disengage, fly us up 20 feet in the air.
Okay.
And then for my action, actually, you know what? He's gonna fly over.
And that doesn't take your
here.
action to control him?
No. Well, actually, that's a good question.
You mentioned
I think it takes my movement to control him, but let me check that.
Yeah. You grabbed Celeste, you did that too, I think.
Oh, did I? I don't think. I think it's just my movement. It's like on my turn. He is disengaging, and
Okay.
his movement is my movement.
Okay.
If I'm controlling him.
Okay, this is going to be hard to depict on this map, but we have now entered 3D battlefield mode with you
Yes,
20
we
feet
have.
in the
He
air.
is in the air.
So
yes.
technically you can, yeah. But I appreciate if you try not to cover anybody up.
Yeah. I'll try not to. 10, 15, 20, 25. All right. So what he's gonna do, he's gonna fly up here in the air, and oh shoot, this is pretty good time. Well, actually, no, it's not. They're only 20 feet away.
Line your AoEs.
Yeah. I also don't know if these things are undead, so immune to psychic or not. That's a good question. All right. I don't know. So instead, I'm going to gem of brightness them. They don't like the light, so let's.
They do not like the
show-
light, yeah.
Let's give them some light.
More light.
He's going to use 5 charges and cause a 30-foot cone of blinding light.
Now you are 20 feet in the air.
I am.
So the cone, I don't want to have to do the math on this.
I should still be able to reach this guy at this number 3, number 5 back here. I think. If I just aim it down at them. I'm not a geometrist. But
I'm going to say you can...
Pythagorean theorem.
I can move one closer.
Damn you, Pythagoras.
Hang on. I'll do the math.
My goal was to
it's
hit
fine, you can-
all of these with a cone.
With a 30-foot cone?
Yeah, but if you're 20 feet in the air,
Yeah.
if you just
You're losing a
even
lot
if
of
you, like, point
distance.
straight down, you only get like 10 more feet.
Yeah.
10 feet away. Like, even if I'm angling it down.
Mhm.
I'm not. Like I said, I'm not.
I'm going to say, yeah, you can't get the distance that you wanted to, but you could still... I would say you could get 1, 3, and 8 on the blue 3 by your safe flying position.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I will attempt to blind those 3 at least.
Well, actually, you can go 22 feet in front of you.
22 feet?
With a
Is
30-foot cone?
Is that what the Pythagoreans?
Damn you, Pythagoras! Always screwing me.
Because these guys are only 20 feet away from me.
But
That's
the
true.
thing, if you think of a cone, then originating from you, ear still in the sky, so you wouldn't hit number 3 or number 1. You could hit 3 and 5.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh, that's interesting because they below. Yeah.
go
Once we
above
really
them
start
because
thinking, see, D&D
the
just fucking
source-
falls apart when you do
It
these
falls
3D
apart with
battlefield.
3D, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. How about this? I'll give you 5, 3, and 1. Essentially, you're gonna hit 3 people, but
Yeah, I'm gonna hit 3 of them.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
All right.
I'm in the air. I'm safe. I'm comfortable.
all right. What are my things I'm rolling for? Con 15,
DC 15 con save. Yes.
0 damage. They
All right.
all fail, and they are all
They're all
blinded
blinded for 1
by
minute.
the light. Yeah, they really don't like that recoil.
Yes. So where Rolvin is, 30 feet in the air, he can go exactly 22 feet out in front of him.
But like Raymond's saying, like he can go 20 feet out in front of him. But at the point of origin,
It starts out as a
cone is
very
only,
tiny
this
cone.
wide.
Yeah, so I can see why it wouldn't
The
hit.
people
Yeah,
directly below him aren't gonna get hit by it.
yeah, it's not
Anyway,
like a massive.
I can't. Yeah, I can't think like.
We ruled something. It works. All right.
All right, and at that also
Yes.
he will speak some words of who doesn't have it. I wrote down Celeste at some point, but I don't know if she's got if we short rested since then.
I think
I
so.
gave her I gave okay.
Because I think you've got all
so
yours
it's
back,
good
and I don't
for
think
the
you've given it
roll,
out since then.
Okay. He will speak some words about who's most in danger right now. Probably Thimbleweed. He'll speak some words of
Yeah.
Thimbleweed.
Well, Thimbleweed's got great AC to be fair. He's you might be able to shrug him off.
Well,
We'll
no,
see.
this is a bardic inspiration, so it's more about hitting.
Oh, that's true.
Than yeah. So he'll speak some words about the insectoid creature surrounded by shadows as they rouse from the darkness of the cave. Stood his ground and drew his bow. And he'll give Thimbleweed an inspiration. Bardic inspiration.
All right. Welcome to the channel, Mad582. Waited the 10 minutes so you could chat. Excellent. You come out of the waiting room. You're a full-fledged member now. All right, you are 20 feet in the air, having blasted people with gems. I've got more shadows to unleash. Does that mean the Pegasus is not going to take its turn when it comes up at the end?
That is correct.
Okay.
He's not going to take his turn. Yeah.
Gotcha. So number 6 gonna go after Celeste, but too close to various light, so it can't do its thing. Just normal strength drain. 11's not gonna hit Celeste. I either roll really bad or really well on these things. Number 2, 5, 10, 15, 20. Also, with you leaving, Celeste is now just the closest target. And yet, I cannot hit to save my life there. Number 7 doesn't want to get near that flaming sphere, so actually might have saved Thimbleweed there. 5, 10, 15, 20. You know what? To shake things up, this one will go after Fray.
Bring it.
Do its strength drain on you. Oh! Critical hit. This one just swarms towards you, Fray, and this seems like it has like the visage of someone you've slain before. And it does a total of 15 necrotic damage, and your strength score is reduced by 3.
Okay. That's not going to affect me at all.
I also need a con save because it does trigger massive damage.
Ugh.
That's gonna attack your. That's gonna affect your damage though. Your damage has just
Damage
gone
and your
down by
attack,
1.
yeah, all that stuff. Yeah. Hers was
con
still
save?
like monumentally huge.
Right.
To be
yeah.
fair.
My strength score is a 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got a belt. So now
Yeah, I could drain her
she's got,
several
like-
times and she would still be superhumanly strong. Valrav, on the other hand, will be dead. Alright, you are able to shake off the effects of the massive damage, however.
I'm not afraid of no massive damage.
And with that, we finally go back up to the regular initiative. That was just the surprise round. And Valin says, I really wish we could stop fighting undead, or I need to take different cantrips and spells.
You really are useless, aren't you?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he does not have the spell list they gave me. My god. Yeah, it's
All your necromancy cantrips are gonna affect the undead shadows?
Nope,
Don't
it's
say.
sure not. What she can do, though, is direct her skeletons to attack, at least.
You know what you should do, Valin? You should ready an action to raise Balrobin when he dies.
His strengthless corpse falls to the ground.
Just,
You're ready to raise him just like that.
at least he's a zombie now.
He'll just be bone and sinew at that point anyway, so why not?
Yep. Just, yeah, fantastic. But yeah, she will command her skeletons to destroy these vile creatures. And they will move forth.
That's a good point, chat. Chat's saying, like, the belt is magically keeping her strength at 23. It's not draining the belt's strength.
That's true. We had a long conversation about this in the
did you?
chat about
Okay.
about how this works.
That's a weird, like
Yes.
two magic things come in contact with each other. How does it interact?
Well, here's the weird thing is, if we want to rule it that way,
Your skills that you have are useless against me.
right? Well, here's the difference, and maybe you can help me make this ruling. But we can either rule it where it works like normal, it's just draining your strength, or we can rule it where, well, it's draining your real strength, but your magically enhanced strength is still at 23.
So you
However,
can still die.
you could still die if your normal strength score, which we're still having to keep track
I
of,
kinda like
goes
that.
down to
That-
0.
I told you I was watching the anime Cyberpunk on Netflix.
Oh.
It's like one of the core ideas is like they keep pumping themselves up with cyborg stuff.
It's like the only
but
keeping you
they're,
alive.
like,
Darth
draining
Vader.
their own-
Yeah.
yeah.
He's just like Darth Vadering. Yeah.
Like, you're gonna kill yourself at some point.
Yeah. So if you like that idea, I'll rule it that way. But you still have to keep track of how much strength your normal strength score has been drained, just in case it would go down to 0, because then you would die, belt or no.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an interesting conundrum, and I think that's how I think Jeremy Crawford was ruling as well.
No, really.
So yeah, Valina is commanding her skeletons to march forward and attack with their swords, which somehow they've got. I guess, or just for the sake of easiness, I'll just say they have sword. They picked up some swords somewhere. You guys probably have extra weapons lying around.
Probably, yeah. There was dead bodies back there. It's
Wow.
oh,
All right.
God,
You know what?
skeletons, come on.
They have disadvantage, so that was one of them, and then the other one, because
okay.
they're both headless. And then that was the other
Forgot
one.
about that.
All right. Both these skeletons do not much, but at least their body's in the way at this point.
That's true.
Yep. All right. Now we go to Thimbleweed. Which is played by Heather. Realizing to make that
Sorry.
clarifying
Yeah.
point every time.
I was trying to see if I could remember what my strength score was before the belt.
Oh right, yes. Yeah.
You need to do the thing that these two have been doing, which is the modifier on top of it thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to have
Shoulda,
been
coulda, woulda.
had to have been either an 18 or a 20, I
It
would
was
imagine.
probably like a 19 or something.
Yeah.
It had to have been. You know,
I think it was like an 18 or a 19.
yeah.
It was still ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was putting like all of my points into basically strength. Okay, so Thimbleweed. Well, they were a little too close for using his bow and arrow, so I guess we're using vigilance. We'll go with number 8 first. I have to remember what Gathered Swarm does again. Sorry.
So more damage, or you can push them. I think is the two options.
Yeah, I think that's right. 6. Yeah. Okay. All right, and then
True. If we had a cleric right now, this whole fight would be.
Yeah.
much easier.
all right. So number 8, vigilance. 18 to hit.
Faux show.
So yeah, that's 10 piercing. Piercer feet. Alright, so let me roll Gathered Swarm against this guy if that doesn't kill him or anything. So it's an extra d6.
The 10 actually does, when you slice in with that magic sword, that shadow just like shimmers and just dissipates.
Cool. Alright, so for his second attack, we'll do the same thing against number 4. Oh, so close.
Wow, yeah.
So close.
You've had 3 almost crits with Link Thimbleweed.
Yeah. Another 10.
10 is good, but this shadow was a little hardier than the others. So
Alright, so then we'll use Gathered Swarm on that.
Gotcha.
So that's an extra d6. Which is a 2, but then I can use his Piercer feat to actually re-roll that.
To re-roll the swarm?
It
It
is...
is
Yeah,
piercing damage. Yeah.
because it's piercing damage.
Ah, okay.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. If when you creature with an attack that deals piercing damage, you can re-roll one of the attack's damage dice, and I must use a new roll. So I'll just re-roll that 1d6.
Okay.
4. That's even better. So total of 14 damage for number 4.
Okay. That combined damage kills the other one as well.
Okay. And tempted to make him go invisible, but he's actually okay right now. That's fine.
Yeah, I still got one shadow bearing down right next to you.
Yeah, but he hasn't taken any damage yet, so
Hmm.
you can't get through his armor class yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay, then we've got Celeste as played by Chris.
All right, Celeste is gonna start mopping some shadows. Let's see. Where? Mop two-handed. Okay. It's gonna be number 6
Yep.
below her for 10 bludgeoning.
Okay, does some mighty damage as that one reels back.
Just gonna mop again. 15 hit.
Yep.
Okay. For 7 bludgeoning.
And that one dissipates into nothingness.
All right. She soaks the shadow up into her mop. Just throws the mop. All right, then she will. She'll go ahead and use a key point to do 2 unarmed strikes, and she'll turn to number 2 and start punching at it.
There's a crit. Put that on the board.
Wow.
Just one of the next
13 radiant damage.
And the radiant damage, you notice, is very effective against these shadowy creatures. As it lights them up from the inside, you see them just give off a horrible shrieking sound.
Okay.
Which one was that?
Number 2.
Yeah, so that does it's super effective, and that one just melts away instantly. Just
Okay, well, she should have been unarmed striking this entire time then.
sure should have been, but I wasn't gonna tell you.
Yep. All right, one more unarmed strike now against number 1. 17.
That does it.
For 5. Minimum damage.
Also does a pretty good chunk though, because they seem to really hate that radiant damage.
All right. That is her.
All right, we've got a blinded shadow, but still a target-rich environment. It's kind of even between Fray and Valravn. Well, actually, you can't really get to.
Can't get to Valravn, he's 20 feet in the air.
Yeah, I can't get. Oh, sorry, I meant Thimbleweed and Fray. I can't really get to Fray. I'm gonna do it between the skeleton and the Thimbleweed then.
That's what skeletons are here for. Is to
I know.
absorb attacks.
Mhm.
I left it up to fate.
But they don't.
They don't. Let's just do these. All right.
Yeah, thanks, Tim Mix. That's exactly once I realized that, I was like, oh yeah, she could just shoot radiant lasers out.
Yeah, sure can.
Clean this whole place out.
So disadvantage against Thimbleweed is not gonna get it done.
Hmm.
Then this one is in the same boat. It really doesn't want to be next to
he
the.
does, I think, get to re-roll. No.
Oh yeah, thank you.
I think,
Con.
Yeah.
All right, this one will go after the skeleton because it doesn't want to be near that flaming sphere.
Ah. Let's see, 14 hit a skeleton? I assume so,
14
but-
does hit a skeleton. I'm trying to see what skeletons are about in a crowd. This is what happens with undead attack each other. Skeleton.
Aren't all undead immune to necrotic? I don't know.
Apparently not. Skeletons are not immune to necrotic.
Okay.
Maybe it's just ghostly
Interesting.
skeletons? I don't know. That still does a full.
You can still rot their bones, I guess.
Still rot
is
the.
the
Yeah,
idea?
it's still got. It's got like body parts to rot, I guess. So it still does some damage. Then a con. Still blinded. This one will attack Celeste for regular. All right, we finally got a hit, I think.
That'll hit. Yep.
11 necrotic damage to Celeste, and her strength score is reduced by 1. Try to keep track of that.
She still has some 10 hit points.
Oh, wow. And
Yeah, her strength sword isn't really.
for 1, we'll fly over to... it's got the skeleton or Celeste. It'll use token fate. Target the skeleton. Disadvantage. I do believe that is going to annihilate one of the skeletons completely.
Yeah, the blind creatures attacking skeletons is not the best use of the blind.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they are skeletons.
Rolled pretty good though too, dang.
Yeah.
But they did their job, one of them did at least. Still blinded though, all 3 of them. Can't shake that effect off. Alright, we go to Fray.
That's me. Sorry, I was reading the Jeremy Crawford thing on my belt and the strength ring.
Hmm,
Oh,
Not that I didn't trust you, dear, but I didn't trust you, dear.
fair enough.
Alright,
Understand
hold on,
we're
let's
living with Jeremy Crawford. With Jeremy Crawford.
exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Whale. And these things are of a medium size, these shadows.
They are. They look like generally humanoid sized.
Okay. What am I gonna do? I can only use that for ice. Okay. Alright, well, screw it. With my, sweet advantage, because, you know, I always recklessly attack. Because that's just a given at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna swing on number 7. That's a crit.
Oh, well, goodness.
Wow.
Crits are coming in hot.
Take the rage damage off, because I am not raging.
On the board.
It's 19 damage, and I get to roll an extra damage die if that's not enough. Just gonna put that out there.
Which one are you attacking?
Number 7.
That absolutely gets destroyed by the might of your magic axe.
Okay. Then I will take a step forward. And let's go for number 2. 24
Yes, indeed.
for 10.
Also a killing blow on that one. It's very satisfying too. You slice it and it's all just wispy, but it's still like kind of splits in half like a person would.
I like to think her eyes glow a little blue, and just like the blue dissipates the shadow. That's it. I only get 2 attacks.
All right. Ray, does the flaming sphere go off at the end of their turn or the start of the turn?
End of their turn.
Their turn. All right. So they definitely don't want to be near that thing. So they will move away from that. I guess the nearest one's actually Celeste over here, so it'll just take up the spot of that dead one. I should remember to X these out. 2 dead bodies disappear after a while. All right. So number 3 will attack. Blessed. Strength drain. 19. We got another hit, I think. 8 necrotic damage to Celeste, and her strength score is reduced by 2.
Okay. This actually won't matter if she gets too low.
And we've got number 9 up here is going after Thimbleweed, but unfortunately because of that stupid flaming sphere, it cannot use its shadow stealth.
Wait, are these guys over here by Celeste? Are they actually in dim light?
They're in bright light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
I thought they couldn't strengthen drain or whatever.
I don't think use their. It's that bonus action hide that they can't do,
okay.
which is why
Gotcha.
basically only the first round. Which the right side guys could do it, but that Edmund's got the flaming spheres that also prevents them from doing that. So
Yeah.
which is how they were
We've
getting.
covered the map with that.
Yeah.
That's covered.
That's how they were getting advantage that first round essentially.
Okay.
Ooh, I actually hit Thimbleweed, I think, with a 21.
Wow.
The tie, yeah.
It does tie, yes.
That is going to be 7 necrotic damage, and his strength score is reduced by 2.
Oh, that's not good.
It's really not.
From out of the shadows.
You had more things in mind.
Yeah. A large, fanged, monstrous creature appears. To the rest of you, it's just kind of right outside of your vision, but to Thimbleweed, it is like right behind him as it lurks, and then it seemingly just materializes out of nothing and then attempts to bite him. It's
With a large creature, like not the tiny creature we've been seeing.
Well, it wasn't a... All right, large is overstaying it. A person-sized creature, I guess I should say.
Okay.
Sorry, I might have been,
overstaying
overstaying a little bit.
It's for dramatic effect, Christopher.
That's right.
Jeez.
The camera is angled, so it looks very large.
And this is this is with advantage. This is okay.
Both hit him. It doesn't matter.
That hits. Well, I didn't know I was gonna roll that the first one. All right. So Thimbleweed takes 14 piercing and 10
shit.
necrotic damage,
Ow.
and his maximum hit points are reduced by that 10 necrotic as well.
Ooh.
It's max hit points. Okay. How do
Yeah.
you track that? Is that a gear thing?
Yeah. Good luck tracking that.
Is that a permanent? Like, he's lost
For-
those, or is it until he gets a long rest or a short rest?
This one is until
That
a long.
matters.
This one is until a long rest.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez. I don't know.
I'm
how to
gonna-
do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put notes in here.
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
And Thimbleweed sees what
24.
looks like kind of a monstrous hybrid hyena creature, but with long, sharp fangs that just bit into him. And it is pretty terrifying. And the rest of you are just barely aware this is happening, essentially. It's all very quiet and nothing. Like, Thimbleweed may have given off like a telepathic scream or something, but otherwise you all just haven't a clue this is happening over there.
Yeah.
Edmund.
Well, that changed my plans a little bit.
That's what the DM likes to hear.
As a bonus action, he's going to make the sphere jump over Thimbleweed. 5, 10, 15,
Oh, snap.
20, 25. And then
She's talking
Ram.
about how it can hop.
Yeah.
I want to hop.
It's gonna ram into the creature from behind.
All right, so we're gonna say that Thimbleweed has alerted you as to what has happened right now, because it mentioned the fact that nobody's really aware this is happening.
Well, we can't see it. We can't see. I mean,
You said we couldn't really. You said we could kind of see
You
it, but
could
we
kind
weren't
of
fully
see it.
aware.
Yeah, you weren't fully aware of it. Yeah, I kind of flavored it as basically you're all just full. Actually, Valrobin might have pretty good vision because you're in the air looking down, so you probably see it better than anybody else. So if you want to spread that information, you can. And obviously, Thimbleweed was just attacked, so he could also spread some information about something happening.
Screamed.
Yeah, Edmund, I'm just saying, logic-wise, you would have no idea this is happening until either Valrobin or Thimbleweed would communicate something to that effect.
So yes.
It's probably fair that Thimbleweed would call it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
not very good damage.
No,
He probably would have gone like vampire.
Yeah,
yeah.
creature's back or something.
Actually, he didn't really tell us about it the first time. It just kind of happened.
Yeah,
and
he just kind of tried to
knew
track
about
it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's hard because he's obviously not here, the player, but I don't know how well he'd communicate, but probably something to the likes of like health or something.
Yeah.
Especially because last time it didn't hit him either. It just, he felt something and it disappeared. This time it like ripped into him pretty nastily.
Yeah, that's why I was like, he would say like vampire.
This is a deck save.
Yes, 17. I don't know how to fix that.
I've had a lot of character sheet editing, I feel like, this session. It dances away from the fire. I guess, does it take half on a save? I think we determined.
Damage.
Okay.
That was my bonus action.
Okay.
I'm going to step right here and go for a blind one.
Yeah, get that
Pull up.
advantage.
Oh yeah. Pull out the flame blade.
19 certainly hits.
For 11.
11. All right. This was the world's beefiest. This was a Chad Shadow right here. Somebody mentioned Shadow in the chat, but a real beefster of a shadow and just withstood. Because normally like 10 or 11's been a killing blow. This time not so much, but still takes obviously full damage.
Gonna bounce to number 1 for 13 damage.
And the bounce will kill the other one, because that was a hefty bounce. My god. Just max damage. All right.
Got some air
That
as
one
it was
gets
traveling.
lit up,
it
yeah.
Built.
That one had also been previously damaged by your flaming sphere, too. So it's really melted. Yep.
Ooh,
And
he could still hit me though, right? Yeah, he could still hit me if I stepped away.
number technically, yes, with a reaction. It is still blinded, though, so that still affects him.
Right. I'm not gonna...
Dead.
Yeah, I'll risk it.
Staying there?
Yeah.
All right. Valravlin up in the air.
Yeah.
Before you go, Valravlin, you see this vampire. Well, you see this creature.
I mean, we
you figured it out.
Fangs undead.
Yeah, I'm just staring at the character sheet the whole time. It locks eyes with Thimbleweed, and I need Thimbleweed, which is you, Heather, to give me a Constitution saving throw. As just it stares into its eyes with just pools of darkness and like eyes turning bloodshot. Pulls back its teeth into a rictus grin.
The monster thing is doing that?
The monster thing is doing that. Okay, Thimbleweed, heart beats for a little bit, but a little faster, but otherwise kind of stares right back into the creature. Valravin, go ahead.
Okay, I don't know if any of these creatures are immune to psychic. I hope they're not, but I'll find out in a second. Valravin is going to... Well, actually, he can't move, but he can still see from where he was. He can still see the vampire creature. As the vampire creature attempted to bite the insectoid in front of it, it realized that this creature was not of its normal victims. It was something else entirely, something unworldly to it. And the thought disturbed it so much that its brain shuddered in recognition. So I'm doing a convenient brain aneurysm on the vampire.
Okay.
It's a DC 16 or 17. I don't know why it's not getting my DC save right. DC 17, intelligence saving throw. Or it takes 18 psychic damage. And it becomes incapacitated until the start of my next turn. Holy shit! Fuck you! Fuck you, vampire!
I rolled a nat 20, which on its modifier is hilariously not a 20.
God damn! I wish I had something to that. Well, I could have
Unsettling words.
Done the unsettling words. I
Yeah.
didn't do it. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
All right, so
It stares
half
daggers
damage.
at you, Robin.
Yep. So it's 9 psychic damage. Do I see it take the psychic damage?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, then he will read some or write some words about who's next in danger. Let's say Edmund. Of Edmund's stance against the ghostly figures as he saw the carnage in front of him. Surely he had some clever ideas. And he'll give Edmund a bardic inspiration.
Ready? That one is Deads's. Got Lord Marbury.
The Marbury will fly over here and kind of fly down and attempt to, from above, help Thimbleweed by hoofing a shadow in the head.
A blind shadow.
A blind shadow,
blinded,
yeah. It's advantage. 23 for 12 bludgeoning. He will hoof that shadow.
Okay.
Which means he's only about 10 feet in the air now.
Yeah.
He is in attack range. That's his turn.
You do know that Lord Marbury, even though he is a magical creature himself, does not have magical weapons.
No, he doesn't. He does.
Shadow doesn't quite take as much damage you're hoping from that.
He has regular hooves.
Regular hooves. Valen will direct her last remaining skeleton to attack. There's Shadow. Which does hit, which is also a non-magical weapon, unfortunately.
Are you hitting the one down, or well, I guess he's blind too. Never mind.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, so that does cancel out, doesn't it? The blind hitting the blind.
All right.
The one-eyed man shall became something to that effect. And yeah, Valen is pretty certain her necrotic cantrips aren't going to do anything against ghostly creatures of necrosis. On Thimbleweed, after that turn, Thimbleweed turns to. I mean, I'm not going to presume what you do, but you obviously are trying to size up the creatures around, including this vampire creature, and all of a sudden it just sees this horrific
Bugman?
creature just disappear into mist. And he does see that the mist flies.
Oh yeah, chat's asking if it ended its turn next to the flaming sphere.
It hasn't gone yet. Since these are all, which if you haven't guessed, as legendary actions, which is why it gets to go between moves. Anyway, so as a legendary action, Thimbleweed sees this thing turn into mist and just start floating in mist form. Now you do get to track the fact that the mist flies into this crazy room I described with the giant stalagmites and the weird like ropes with noisy dangly things hanging from it, and kind of further towards the east from that room specifically. And that's all that happens. Continue.
Okay. So 5 is blinded, right?
Yeah, I was not able to shake off any of the fucking blindness.
So that's natural advantage against attacking it, right?
Correctamundo.
All right. Just vigilance him. For 9 damage.
Yep, it's still... Well, you've got extra things you can do.
I do, so if that means it's still alive.
Yeah.
We'll do Gathered Swarm, which I got wrong last time. Thank you, chat, for the help. It's actually a D8. It's another 5.
Oh. So, 14.
Yes.
That is a killing blow on the blinded shadow.
And then we'll turn to the one to the north. And 15 to hit that one.
That'll hit.
For 8 damage on that one.
Okay.
And then he will use his bonus action to go invisible in case that thing comes back.
Okay. It's kind of hard to go in... type out or post the thing in the chat. Bonus action, you can magically become... Alright. Yeah, it does say become invisible.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's invisible now.
Well, this replaced the other feature was like you can take the hide action as an action or something. So, but yeah, this is straight up better. Just magical invisibility. All right.
He's a ninja now.
Yeah. Pretty sweet.
I don't know if that does that mean he could walk away without having issues of
that.
He's invisible.
I would.
I need a rolling on this now.
Well, the answer to that is you're not sure what kind of sight the shadows use.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think they have normal, if their vision is based on normal movement, then yes, you would be able to get away.
All right, he's gonna take a step back. Yeah, he would. I feel like he would think that they would use like normal, because he's invisible now, so he just can't be seen. So at least that's what he's hoping.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are different senses available to different creatures, so that's.
Yeah. So he's gonna try to move back here.
Yep. And you discover that indeed they seem to be unable to locate you. They don't have any kind of extra sensory abilities.
Okay. He's now invisible.
Yeah. All right, we go to Celeste. It's played by Chris.
Celeste, recognizing the power of her radiance against these creatures. I think, unfortunately, a lot of her things are just...
That's a good point, Brandon.
A lot of her specials are actually fire, weirdly enough. Or I guess one of them's a spell.
I guess I could have made it. Made you roll a stealth check, but whatever, it's fine.
You can roll it now if you want.
Just to show it off. Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth check. Their passive is... I literally don't think you can actually fail this unless you roll a 1, and you've got advantage anyway, so I don't think it's possible. Roll double 1. Yeah, there you go. All right. Actually, a great combo.
Double ones with our group is actually really possible.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Like if the dice are just not nice to us for the day, it's very possible.
But having a high stealth plus the ability to just bonus action hide, that's actually a great combo. That's probably how I'd rule it, is like you can go invisible, and then you could even disengage from the battle that way, but probably roll stealth check against their passive perception because you're literally like sneaking away while invisible to avoid them striking at you. Alright, have I stalled enough for you, Chris?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Celeste, recognizing how much her radiance is affecting these creatures, is going to just keep doing that. So she's going to start using her radiant fists against these creatures.
Yep.
9 radiant damage against number 3.
Yeah, that does a shit ton.
Okay, she's gonna do it again. 12 radiant damage against number 3.
That one
which is
explodes
probably-
in a ball of light for sure. Yeah.
All right. With a key point, she can do 2 more unarmed strikes. 20 for 9 radiant damage against number 1.
That one dies a bunch.
All right. She's going to run in then, and this blind one, she gets 1 more unarmed strike with advantage now. 6 more radiant damage.
All right, yeah, that vulnerability is eating them up for sure. They all start
Cleaning up these shadows.
Yeah, I think there's only one left back in the corner. And it is...
Oh, she killed that one too?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, that radiant is literally doing double damage.
Okay.
Frey, it is your turn.
Okay.
And Frey, as you've been fighting and hacking with these creatures and being in this room, you, for some reason, feel an odd tingling throughout your body. It's the same sensation you feel the few times that you have transformed. You're feeling like the beginnings, just like on the, and it's odd because whenever it happens, it's like a roiling, like it just builds and builds and builds. It happens. Right now, you just feel it like it's a slow build up, which you've never felt before. And you feel like it has something to do with this area. And in fact, you almost feel some kind of weird bond or empathy with these shadowy creatures for some reason. You're not quite able to discern why.
As I murdered 4 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. I mean... The other one's still gotta go. I feel bad about it, but, I mean... Technically, they attacked us first.
Yes.
So they lose their ability to have an opinion because of that.
Well, I probably misspoke about empathy. You maybe feel like a kind of pity for
I feel
these.
pity for everybody. I pity everybody because obviously they're not me.
But that transformation is something you don't usually feel. Like you usually you feel it very rarely and only when it like explodes out of you. And this time it's kind of like a slow build up.
Yeah, if it doesn't feel like it's an imminent thing,
Yeah.
she's not gonna say shit.
Okay.
But like you just see her like,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like you have that like pulled muscle in your neck. You're just trying to like pop your neck,
Yeah.
trying to release that pressure at the base of your skull.
As these things have been attacking you and as you've been attacking them, it's been feeling weirdly, you're not sure why, but it just feels like it's building up to where these things almost feed that hunger.
Okay. What would Frey do then? Because right now, because of all the Frostmaiden stuff, she would not willingly walk towards the flaming sphere. Because of its magical flameness.
It upsets you or
Yeah, she doesn't like hot anymore.
That's true. That's a good point.
So
You feel as you walk through this room that hunger within you is drawing you down this tunnel specifically. You feel like a supernatural pull down there.
okay. So Fray's just gonna walk this way and just talk and just. I'm not going near that flaming sphere. I'm not having Edmund try to like fringe my eyebrows. So I'll go down here until y'all turn that shit off.
Just don't stand near it when you're done moving.
I'm not going to go near the flaming sphere. I don't like the flaming sphere.
Mm-hmm.
But the mystical creature went that way.
And I'll go this way and come back up behind it.
You all right, dear? You seem to be just wandering off on us now.
You worry about you and your nag. You look like you're about to fall off.
That sounds like
feel
Fray.
well.
She's fine.
I don't feel well, that's fair, but...
Frostmaiden does not look very good at all. If you guys you might have to do a double take, but literally, he looks like he's aged 40 years. Like, physically.
400 years old, sir.
Well, that's true. You probably aged like 200 years for an elf.
Yeah.
40 years would be nothing for you. Fray, just to give you a brief description, you see kind of natural steps in the ice descend again into a southern room that seems to be just a charnel pit filled with bones, and of a cave, and then that cave continues into other tunnels.
Okay.
And you definitely feel that thing inside you like continue to pull with just a hunger inside of you.
So her eyes would be glowing a little bit brighter blue with all of that. Just like that, searching for whatever's causing this type of a thing.
Okay.
It's like that feral like eye search.
Yeah.
Like
I'm gonna give you a point of inspiration, not for following the pull, but for actually avoiding the flaming sphere because of your Frostmaiden thing. I like that. I didn't think about that. That's good. All right, the final shadow's turn. Thimbleweed has run off invisibly. Celeste has come up though. We also have a nearby Pegasus, so I'm gonna go between the two of y'all.
Pegasus is 10 feet in the air. I assume he technically could hit it.
If the
but
Pegasus
it
could
might
hit
be-
the shadow can hit the Pegasus.
Okay,
That's just the
alright.
easiest whirling that
Well,
we can make.
I suppose, but if someone like is literally floating above you and hits you on top of your head.
Hey, if
you
you're in
could
melee
turn
range,
up
you're
and-
in. If you're in melee range, you're in
could turn
melee
up-
range. That's
all right.
the best we
technically,
can
yes,
do.
that's-
Yeah. I appreciate you
once-
trying
once
to stick
again,
up for
3D
him.
breaks the whole,
It
the whole
does.
system.
It's moot anyway because we're targeting Celeste.
Ha.
Still can't do the shadow strike, so we will do our normal attack. This one's not blinded. And yet, a 12
Whoa.
is not going to get it done. So we go to Edmund.
I saw
One-
that skip.
Yeah, that thing is gone.
Okay.
Going to Green Flame Blade number 9. $13.
13 is good enough to the shadow. I actually didn't know that.
Wow.
Right now, the attack opportunity specifically says you can see. I wonder if they regret saying that in there because that does make certain. I like the idea of you having to to stealth away or some other effect, but I guess invisibility just straight up renders attack opportunity moot. Yep, 13 hits, and that destroys this final shadow.
I'm going to command the Flaming Sphere to move 30 feet to the east
Okay.
to follow that thing.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys out of combat since there's no more hostile enemies. The sphere still obviously lasts for however long it lasts for. If it's a minute or 10 minutes or something.
It's a minute.
Okay. But yeah, you can roll that flaming sphere in there, and it's covered with those icy stalagmites. So actually, if you want to park it there for a hot second, it may begin to melt some of those stalagmites, but it would probably take a while in the process.
But
I don't see
so
that
much.
thing anymore.
Do what?
I don't see that thing anymore. The vampire.
With the light that the flaming spheres give you, no. Let's see, what can you see?
30 feet that way.
Right. I mean, you can't see out of the sphere, so yeah, it's
Right.
all these stalagmites kind of obscuring your vision. You see multiple branching paths. You'd have to get closer to really see it, but and the problem is you can move the sphere through it, but I don't know how much fine-tuned control you have, considering you have to like jump it and leap it. And like I said, there's these like noisy things hanging periodically, almost strategically placed throughout this stalagmite room that seem like it would be hard to avoid them with the spell.
He just sends it out, but it's almost gone anyway. After
Okay.
a minute.
Yeah, like 15, it's like your time running out at the car wash, like trying to like.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, get as much value as I can. No, I hear you. Yeah. Basically, with the rest of the spell, you're not able to see any hint of the creature, but you see that cave extends further towards the east, basically. Tunnels. We're gonna take a quick break to thank our sponsor this week, which is Famzax Presents Cursed Items. I am a big fan of loot, and also a big fan of loot that has some consequences or risk-reward elements or some gambling. You can look at our entire Shardolin magic item system that I designed for this campaign, for example, and you've seen that play out throughout. Whenever somebody misses an attack, they might get some madness or something. Famzax Presents Cursed Items is a magic item compendium that takes over 150 items from the 5e Dungeon Master's Guide and adds optional new curse effects. So there's the usual blow up in your face wand of fireballs, but how about a ring of jumping that now doubles your fall damage? Or goggles of night that give you sunlight sensitivity? Or a dragon slayer sword that causes every dragon in a 10-mile radius to know your exact location?
That'd be cool. Can I have that?
I like the night vision one because that's like the action movie where like you got night vision goggles on and somebody just fucking like throws a flashbang and
yeah, it kind of
destroys
fucks up your vision. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the predator having to like go through the different visions to see properly. Yeah. One of my personal favorites are the cursed gloves of missile snaring, which causes your character to compulsively grab everything in sight. So put that character in a shop or something. This 40-page book also includes inspirations and ideas for breaking curses that go beyond the simple remove curse spell, as well as over a dozen new trick items, which are items designed to look like some of the more recognizable magic items from the DMG, such as the Bag of Tricks or the Alchemy Jug, but are actually entirely different magic items, such as a bag of flies that explodes into a cloud of flies, or an oozy jug that spawns oozes instead of oil and mayonnaise. Surprise! This is an awesome expansion to the 5e Dungeon Master's Guide that I would compare to Monster Weaknesses and Home Field Advantage, which I have reviewed both of those on the channel. With its professional design and ease of use, this is absolutely a must-have if you enjoy giving your players loot with a bit of a twist. Famzax Presents Cursed Items is available now on the DM's Guild, and you can read and watch my review on my website at roguewatson.com and here on the YouTube channel. Alrighty.
Seriously, let's talk about that sword though.
But it's nice, right? I like that idea. There are a lot of really fun ideas in there. I really enjoyed it. I only gave off a few cool ones. There was one sword that like the curse was that if you dropped to 0 hit points, you stabilized, and this sword puppeted you, but you got to keep attacking, but you just auto attacked every turn. You couldn't decide who was friend or foe. And then every time you took damage, it was just reducing your max hit points, basically every time.
Wow.
So it was a really dangerous, crazy thing happening.
Be cool too.
I was imagining when you said that, I was imagining you ever see Stardust?
I don't think so.
Okay. It's a pretty good movie, but it like there's a bit where like the witch is like piloting a corpse and only the sword is really moving, but it's like dragging the corpse along with it. So the corpse is like kind of like just you know, like a puppet on strings.
Yeah, that's how it sounded like.
The sword is going around and doing things.
Yep. Pretty cool. Yeah, so some of you, namely Thimbleweed and Valrobin, probably saw that creature turn into mist after attacking Thimbleweed and kind of disappear towards this eastern room, which I described as the, again, stalagmite starting from the ground, the ropey things hanging kind of strategically throughout that had a bunch of jangly bits attached to it. Thimbleweed had already been up here, as he can describe. That was a very spooky room full of bones that seemed to try to psychically scare him. But you notice Fray is just churning along this southern path completely on her own, apparently.
Yeah, alright. As much as I would like to follow the vampire creature that attacked Thimbleweed, I also feel like I've been on a, 14-day bender. And I really need to, take a lie down for about an hour.
Yeah.
You look like crap. Go sit down. I'm gonna go around and see if I can find this vampire.
The vampire's not that way, dear. We know which way the vampire went.
Uh-huh.
I suggest we might take a few moments to rest before we confront the creature. I am not feeling my best. And I suspect others aren't either. I don't know who else got the effects of this thing.
I think the Pegasus got a little bit. I think Celeste got it a little bit, and I actually kind of spread out to everybody. I think at least everybody took some amount of strength damage.
A little bit of,
yeah, you were the worst one. You took a bunch, and you didn't have much to begin with, but
I took like nothing.
Yeah, I think everybody took at least one, or maybe not. I don't think Edmund got hit, but everybody else took at least some kind of draining. Which that one does end on a short rest, apparently.
Yeah. Perhaps we might take a few moments to sit and rest our bones before we continue after this vampiric creature we are trying.
All right, they'll do that.
You think that's safe when that creature's hunting us?
Not at all, but I can barely keep my eyes open, dear. It's...
Have a safety spell we can use to protect ourselves? Meanwhile, Fray, as you're walking around the southern room, you glance around this kind of pit of bones, and you see tunnels branch to the southwest and the east. A quick glance just confirms they're all humanoid, and they're very old. And you can see suddenly kind of the room seems to whirl a little bit around you, and you see shadows flickering on the walls, and for a second you kind of think there are going to be more of these shadowy creatures coming at you, but then they seem to form images. Even somehow in the darkness, you're able to discern them, kind of black and white imagery.
It's the blue eyes.
There you go. It's probably pretty creepy. The rest of you just see like her glowing blue eyes in the darkness. And they form images of robed figures making their way to this cave and to the caves beyond, and then collapsing. And then they kind of whirl around for a moment. Another image shows them starting a crude fire using magic and gathering food. And these images blur rapidly. And then the next show these figures attacking each other in a desperate frenzy using spells and knives. And in the end, even their own teeth. And Fray, you feel this intensity within you, this hunger within, as they seem to rip each other apart violently, and your inner demon just kind of again, you just get like this muscle clenching, like you're just still building it up, and that force continues to want to pull you specifically southwest of here, like you're just on the hunt. Now you're still in control of your character, but this is what I'm describing to you.
Yeah, the only thing anyone really kind of hears is just a little bit of a laugh.
We all see her like just uncontrollably, seemingly wandering off in a certain direction, right?
Yeah, you definitely saw that.
See, right now, you just kind of, for anyone who could see down the hallway, you just see me like picking up bones and throwing them, like just checking out the room type of a thing.
Yeah.
Right. As much as I dislike this annoying bard here, he does have his uses. But we're about to take a rest, and I'm going to create a safe space that you can't enter once it's made. So, suggest you come back.
I'm fine. I'm like y'all. I don't need hit points. That literally don't.
Okay.
Ask number 2 for the second Leomund's tiny hut.
Okay, from your charm, yeah.
Oh.
An excellent use when you've got a creature actively hunting you.
Yeah.
Now Fray's on the hunt.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody but Fray can get the benefits of a short rest in here, and you can restore your lost strength.
So while they're in there.
Yeah.
But you also are foregoing my temporary hit points as
That's
Valrafa
true.
tells a pretty damn good story of what just happened.
He doesn't care.
Well, the Pegasus is getting your temporary hit points. No, one of the skeletons is getting your temporary hit points.
One of the skeletons.
No.
One, two,
She's just going about the room, throwing bones behind her.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? With 6, I could do instead of one of the skeletons, I'll do Valin. Valin will get the benefits of my 10 hit points. So myself, Pegasus, the other players, and Valin.
Okay. You guys can roll. Do you need to roll hit dice, or you doing it for the?
I could roll a couple hit dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reese is gonna have to roll hit dice.
Yeah.
And remember, Reese's hit point reduction is still in effect. That actually is until a long rest.
Yeah. So he
Ever.
he lost 10. So his max now is 108. It's 15. Roll a hit dice.
You're doing your Song of Rest too, right?
I am, yes.
What is
So
that?
You can add a D8. I forget. I'll paste it.
7.
Yeah, an extra D8.
Well, that's as close as he's gonna get. It's not worth rolling another D10 for 6 more points.
I actually can't remember, Eric. Did we already do the Pegasus's hit
course.
dice?
The Pegasus can do it again. I think we can do 2 short rests for the Pegasus.
Okay.
Yeah. After this, you'd probably have to resummon to
Gotcha.
heal Lord Marbury, but I think on average we have enough for 2. Which, man, that Pegasus having to use those short rests.
Yes, he's getting hit.
He's getting hit for
fight.
sure.
Does my Bardic Inspiration expire?
It does. It's only 10 minutes. If there's something you want to do that requires a dice roll during the short rest, you could do that. You know.
The craft, I guess, is Charlotte and crafting the only thing, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oops. That's right.
Reese isn't here to beg for it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I shall beg on his behalf.
He
Mm-hmm.
hasn't used it in a while.
He currently has 10.
Oh, there's 5 more.
Sweet.
Nice.
Correct me if I'm wrong. A short rest is a straight hour, though, right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious what Fray's been
You
doing.
guys see nor hear from Frey during this entire hour.
All right. We know that she went to the south,
Yep.
at least.
Yeah, the rest of you enjoy a very peaceful rest of undisturbed in your magical hut. And yeah, even
She
the
literally
skeleton.
just told us, "I'm fine," and she walked off. So
Yeah, which
we had no reason to think that like she was compelled by some darker forces or anything.
I was still doing the, like, your stupid nag.
Right? Yeah. She was acting
Yeah.
normal.
I mean, let's be honest, it's not unlike Frey to just wander off.
Right.
Yeah, and during that rest, you don't see or hear of nothing passes through here, anything like that. And an hour of peace goes by, and still no sight of Frey. I don't know how long the hut lasts, but for short rest.
It lasts for 8 hours.
Oh, okay.
But once you leave, you can't get back in.
Right.
Yeah. That's right. Have any of you? I know you are all entirely enraptured by my story of our adventures, but did anyone happen to sight Fray coming back into our view since we took this sojourn? No? Well, perhaps we ought to investigate her disappearance then. I'm a little apprehensive of her
Often does she wander off like that on her own?
Quite often, but not for this length of time, certainly. Usually it's a few minutes and she's back again. She's a solitary creature, but not for hours at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried.
Well, worry is a strong word. Curious, I suppose, is more what I am.
Yeah, and Valen's like, where did you last see her go? I wasn't...
To the south here, we saw her wandering, picking through bones to the south. Not, again, not necessarily an unusual sight, but she seemed quite invested in her investigation.
Well, we have our tracker here, but we should go that direction as there's no other way to go.
I would like her with us before we head to that eastern room where the vampire fled, at least.
Yeah, but didn't you see all those stalagmites and stalactites sticking out of the...
It is certainly ominous looking.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't seem like the smartest path to take, especially where you're Pegasus. Not sure how you squeeze him through that.
He's having troubles with these tunnels already.
But yeah, lead the way.
Great. The Pegasus is having troubles living in the tunnels. All right. Well, we at least saw her go this way, so let's head this way.
Yes. So yeah, same description. Then the natural stairs descend into a nasty pit full of humanoid bones and remains. They all appear very old, and as you all go through, you also see that same kind of disturbing, kind of magical imagery flitters on the walls that showcase perhaps what had happened here, which is these figures coming into this cave. And in fact, some of them even look like they're like just with robes on, so maybe, you know, mages or something. And you're not able to ascertain the time, and it seems like the images kind of just are very fast and loose with time as it goes through all these different scenes. And then the last one is of them just attacking each other until it gets more and more depraved and violent until they're just going at each other like beasts, basically, and ripping and tearing into each other.
Does this have any kind of effect on us, or are we just?
It's very it doesn't actually have the same madness-inducing effect, but you tell me how you feel about these disturbing images, basically.
Yeah.
At the very last scene, as you guys kind of see that the bones trickle almost to a path in the southwest, you see like one figure still stands amongst all the others, and then the image just flickers off.
So there's an actual figure down there?
Nope, it just what these images are showing you.
Okay.
Oh, like they were fighting and then all left remains one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Probably the vampire.
Do we see like the tracks of where Fray went? That's where we came down here.
Give me a survival check for that.
Hey, Thimbleweed, you want to give us a survival check?
Tracker, you want to track?
All right, let's see here.
So MVPC poll is going on. Please vote for MVPC, please. A couple minutes left.
23.
Yeah.
Thimbleweed is definitely able to see Fray make some probably odd movement patterns around this room before definitively stepping into the southwest chamber.
Okay. Which is the same place we saw the final figure thing, right? Or was that just on the walls?
That was just on the walls, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I suppose we ought to head down there
For
and
a
see.
second, Fray.
I am slightly curious.
I'd rather not go first, but we do have a stealthy tracker and a large horse.
Large horse. Send the horse first.
All right, so as soon as Celeste goes there, Frey will run out of this room here and cast fear.
Okay, so what you all see is as soon as you get up to the top, like Celeste is kind of in front, and you get up to the front of this room, and you kind of turn, and it appears to be a horrifying pile of ancient human remains that all these trail of bones has led into, and the moaning and wailing kind of suddenly builds up. You haven't heard this sound before, and cutting through the silence of the cave. And Thimbleweed at least remembers this was the same sound he heard in that north cave. You hear the sounds of bones cracking and flesh tearing and always eating. Hunger, the rip of flesh. They're food. They're nothing but food. And you see a monstrous, and you kind of recognize now a monstrous version of Frey with her long limbs and antlered head has been completely transformed and looks absolutely ravenous. As
Show the picture.
I will show the picture. I do have it. I hope you can see this. Might have to click on the bio and info tab. I don't know.
I'm not seeing
Things happening.
Things happening.
Yeah.
Oh,
The share of players thing.
I'm clicking on it. I don't.
No, weird.
Let's add this to your journals and see if that helps.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Well, usually show to players adds it to the journal, but I'll change that. This is an amazing picture. We had it done by Jimmy McClure. Haven't had a chance to show it off yet.
Huh? Ah, wow.
But this is
Fray
now the
going
official
full feral.
Wendigo version of Frey, which looks amazing. It's actually, I believe, your phone background screen. Yeah. And it's been that for weeks, I think, that we've had that art.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, she hasn't transformed yet since then.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, good job. That's some awesome art.
That is
of,
really
a
awesome.
different version of Frey. That's
Yep.
damn.
All right, so as a surprise round, Frey, you can cast
I cast fear.
Fear in a 30-foot cone, which is going to affect...
Just Frey hopping out of the shadows and going,
Ah! Like a fucking haunted house.
Oh,
like.
shit!
Except for with Frey, it's more of that guttural scream that y'all remember from the
Sure.
first time whenever she transformed into the Wendigo.
Yep.
So it's that guttural scream.
Yep, so that is a wisdom save.
For who?
Everybody.
Everybody's in that little cone. Yep.
I mean, I guess everybody.
Yep, 30 feet.
30 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I gotta do races.
Yeah, you weirdly got to play against yourself.
I do.
Wisdom
I like
saving throw, right?
I like to use my inspiration.
Yeah. What are we looking at? DC 15?
Yes.
The one that
Oh.
says Frey is actually for Thimbleweed.
Okay. Edmund with the inspiration pulls
Wow.
out another nat 20.
Nice.
Put it on the board. Oh, these are some terrible wisdom saves, though, other than that.
So far, yes.
And Frey, I need to do...
As Frey's projecting her
roll in.
fear and And Edmund's taking like a second glance. Lord Malbury's wing just kind of flaps in front of his face and blocks off part of the fear. Lord Malbury runs away.
Yeah. Just do any of the characters I'm controlling
Ow.
have inspiration?
Bolin makes a
No,
save
they
too,
do not.
randomly.
No, Reese doesn't have it either. We used it earlier.
What is my is my thing not, it's not fear, it's charmed and sleep.
Mhm.
Okay. My elf stuff.
That counted the
All
crit.
right, well, I failed all
I did.
of the rolls that I made.
Valen actually made the save. I will do it for the skeleton.
He doesn't have a head though, so
Well, the skeleton still
our
feels
skeletons
fear.
capable
Yeah.
of-
They are capable of fear, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, their stat block's actually pretty simple.
So you all see a phantasmal image of your worst fears. Most of y'all did not make the save.
It's a
Mhm.
screaming.
So you drop whatever you're holding. So any weapons you're holding, anything you're holding, you drop them,
Odd fear is such a bad one.
and you become frightened for the duration. While you're frightened, you must take the dash action and move away from me by the safest available route on every turn, unless there is nowhere to move. And if you end your turn in a location where you do not have line of sight to me, you can then try to remake the save to break the fear.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And
It's
with
all
that,
about, it's all about running away and getting out of your vision and then making the save again.
Mhm.
Yep.
At the same time that this happens, the wailing sound you've been hearing coalesces into a single direction. Because you still recall the image of that one figure.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever Fray stumbled in here apparently has caused... You're not sure what happened because you were resting. Apparently caused her to transform into a monstrous figure. Or at least one you've recognized now. But this wailing coalesces from a single direction, and a large, monstrous wraith materializes out of the walls. And it
geez.
speaks in a long dead language, which Bolin can translate this, but I'm going to speak it in its tongue for funsies.
What tongue is that exactly, by the way?
It's whatever that Netherese language is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the voice says, Dracarith survives. Dracarith always survives. The city's destruction could not end him, nor could these pitiful survivors after food ran out. Such potential, such power. Immortality was within his grasp, and he took it, because Dracarith always survives, and always hungers. Which apparently that energy caused Fray to transform, and you've got all kinds of bad things happening, and that's where we're gonna end our session.
like an you know, what's the Alcoholic Anonymous AA member, like sober for 10 years, and she just meets the one guy.
Damn it.
But wouldn't a drink be great?
You feel that cannibalism energy, aren't you? Like, yeah. She's gone full Shining. Yep.
And her eyes are still blue, by the way.
Yeah. Can we mark on tokens on who is feared? There's actually this screaming icon I was using, so we remember for...
Basically everybody but Edmund and Valen.
Okay.
Which one's the screaming one?
It's near the end, but that way we can remember.
Oh,
that one.
we're gonna be off for a while, so I'll probably have to pick up with this whole scene
Yeah,
at the beginning of next
exactly.
time because
this is a hell of a cliffhanger.
hell of a
to drop off-
cliffhanger.
to drop off for 3 weeks? Is that what we're doing?
I
I think.
think so. Yeah. So just to give a heads up for our
off for 2 weeks.
well, we'll
then
be back
off
on the
for-
3rd. Yeah. So we'll actually next week we're gonna be doing we'll be here next week technically doing a holiday one shot. We're just gonna be doing Rime of the Frostmaiden. So we'll be streaming on Friday night, but we just won't be doing the Rime campaign. And then the week after that, which is the 30th, we will be off completely for the holidays. And then Rime will resume the week after that, which I believe is the 6th. So it'll actually be, one of our longest gaps we've had. So I'll probably have to replay this whole scene, but hell of a cliffhanger to for us to end on.
That would be great for Reese and Rochelle to come back to.
I know, right? Like, what has happened? Which physically we didn't make it very far in the dungeon, but yeah. Fray, you are the MVPC.
Yeah. Okay. MVPC of what? Of the player characters? I don't know about that. Of the campaign, maybe.
That's right. You played right into my hand. So please roll on that table.
Right.
For a potion of greater healing.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Now, okay. Free to go is not going to use potions.
No,
to fight us, right?
I would definitely not let you use any items. That would be not something that she would be able to manipulate or even care to use. You're
right.
Yeah, you know how to run the Wendigo. I'm excited. I'm excited for next time, and it's going to be a friggin' blast.
Murder is murder and murder alone.
I do have some questions about the Fray to go a little bit actually, but it'll wait.
Okay.
I got 2 weeks to.
It's been a while since we've seen Fray to go, so we can definitely go over that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That will do it for this week's session of Rime of the Frostmaiden. Thank you to Chris, Heather, and Raymond for playing. Thank you to all of our wonderful fans for watching, and thank you to the patrons. Shoutouts to Platinum patrons: Joe, Will, Thomas, Stan, William, Brandon, Genocider, David, Eclectic, Roleplayer, Roll, Christopher, Brian, William, David, Corey, Koa, 1337, Kyle, Matthew, Big Nut, Greenlee, John, and Furnace, and Chris. Are you eating your Big Nut, sir? You need to talk about it in Frostbite chat?
Yeah, exactly.
And gold patrons, RPG, Paper Crimes, Pretty Boy, and Yuma, Marcus, Dead Lizard, Lion, Sam, Lumpy Spuds, Jerome, Nathan, Fasica, Tortoise, Scott, Stephanie, Revis, and Carolyn. Thank you all very much for your support. We are going to be off. We'll be here next week again for a holiday one-shot. And then we'll be off the week after that, so... That's it from us. That's the last session of Rime for the year.
There, yep.
Yeah.
Ryan will be back in 2023.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's the post-credits.
I'm sure. Yeah, we will. The players will return. Question mark if they survive.
Yeah, exactly.